We'll clap in front of it just in case. Yeah, I was supposed to do two.
Oh, we're not?
Because there's two.
All right, we got
Nailed it. All right, Paul. It is Wednesday, April 2nd, and the ads went live on the 28th.
Yeah.
We figured out all that ridiculous administrative
Stuff,
payment stuff on the 27th. You push the button to go live, but by the time they were approved and things, they kind of went up on the 28th. So what I'm curious about, because we put not the biggest Facebook ad spend in the world behind it, but we put some real dollars behind this experiment now.
money.
So can you take me through?
Yeah.
So where are we at? We said 28, 29, 30, 31,
Yeah. So,
first, second. So we're 6 days in, not quite a week.
Days? Okay.
This is the
pretty good.
6th day.
That's pretty good for 6 days. So
Okay.
you can see that, and we're looking at the Facebook, Meta Ads app. So you can see that, remember Oak, right? The objective audience campaign. So overall, I think this is giving us lifetime. We've generated 13 leads at an average of $6.90 per lead. And we haven't even spent $100, which is great. Yeah. That's giving us the max.
Because we set a $300 to $400 budget essentially, right? We started at 15 a day.
Yeah.
I conceptually said 300 to 400, then we set it at 15 a day to try to aim towards. Or I said 450, so that's what we're aiming for.
It's going to run until we decide to shut it off. But I mean, overall, if you look the reach, it's 13 Facebook leads out of only 869 people reach, which that's a really
down
good.
Here.
Yeah, that's a really good take rate. Whenever we're running traffic, we usually try to get a a baseline at least a 1%. Otherwise, it's just, we're missing something, right?
So take rate meaning the on lead versus the 18. So you would be okay with this being up as high as 1,300, or this as low as 8.5 or 9 to be on that metric that you're interested
otherwise,
in.
Something's probably on fire. Everything in a vacuum, but that's a 1.49, 1.5% take rate, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
And especially because the cost is there. Everything's it's a balance, right?
Right.
So if we had this take rate, but it was $15 hard for a lead, that's it wouldn't, because the math just wouldn't be there.
Right. Well, what's interesting to me as the consumer of these ads, as the payer of these ads, is that I think a lot of stuff, it's like when you send out an email broadcast and then you refresh the stats right away, who opened it, right? Day one on these ads, I was like, where's the first lead? What's happening? Where's the first lead, right? And then, I think 13 is subjective to any business owner out there about how many they need, but it definitely did ramp up. It was 1 on the first day, 2 on the next day. I think we could probably look at the graph. You can show me how to do that. Yeah. But also the thing is that when it was the first 2 or 3 leads, I can't remember precisely, but I feel like we were at $15, $16. $15. Obviously, if we spent $15 on the first day, we got 1 lead, we started at $15, right? Yeah. And then by the second day, we were maybe at 3 over the $30 we had spent. So,
so the cost
is it always going down, or will you ever see it? Is this because bidding is getting better? Or will it?
It's machine learning. It's the algorithm, right? It's figuring out here's where to spend my money, here's where to bid, all that kind of stuff. And I remember for the first couple of leads, I was like, hey, something came in. Did it go into keep? And I think the very first one didn't fire or something like that. Right?
Yeah, the first one didn't. The first one we changed which form we were using. We changed which lead account, which ad account we were using, and I probably plus this. I just didn't hit the save button right or something when we toggled it. So we had to fix that, and then I had to make sure that the first name was mapped. So the first 2 of these 13 leads I had to type into. Keep myself, and then I fixed the automation, and they were all going from there.
And that's okay, because you definitely want to keep an eye on it, because that's a great example of something that could be on fire. Hey, we're running leads, but then you look at the CRM a week later and there's nothing there. It's that's kind of a problem.
That's kind of dumb. So should we click on how? If I wanted to know this over time, I see today 30 days.
You do the view performance button. We'll show you a graph over time, which is really cool. And what's really cool though is I'm going to look at the audiences.
Cool.
Look at the.
You want to take that? Also, we're filming in the desert.
And it's raining somehow.
And it's raining right now.
We may have
outside.
Is this going to trash the equipment? Are we good? I mean, am I
fine with me?
Oh, cool. My phone. I got that waterproof phone that Lil Wayne was pouring champagne on. That's why I bought the phone. I saw that ad. I want that phone.
Got it.
Yeah, we're getting anywhere between 2 to 4 leads a day. Looks like we had 3 on the 30th. That's good. You can see the cost per result spiked, after that first day or so. Now it's starting to kind of level out, which is really cool. We won't do it now, but you can really break down like the demographics. Like what's cool is it's an even between men and women. 7 of those were women. 6 were men. That's cool. And there's all sorts of other ways to break it down. But what I want to look at is the audiences. So check this out. This is really cool because we had that class C of digging into the data of motivational entrepreneurs, and then our lookalikes and our platforms, and then our website visitors. So it's interesting. The website visitors hasn't even spent anything, which means it hasn't won any of the bids. So either the audience is like too small, and all the other ones are better.
You want to go inside?
Should probably go inside.
Well, I was like, let's go outside to have a nice picturesque.
So that's interesting. So the website visitors audience hasn't won any bids because it hasn't spent anything, which, whatever, that's okay. Platform audiences are giving us the best cost per lead because that's, people that...
That's what we just typed in ourselves, right?
And Instagram followers, yeah. So that makes sense. Like you're saying, it's a warm audience. So they have a little more of a relationship. The motivational entrepreneurs, that just like class C, digging into it, that one cost $21. So that's probably why we saw that spike on like the 28th or something.
Oh.
So most of the ads are coming from lookalikes. So like that's okay as long as those leads eventually like convert. So we want to be very careful with that. Also, lookalikes can hog the ad budget because we're doing the advantage budget. Also, back in the day it was the campaign budget optimization. So we say, here, Facebook, here's $15 a day, go do whatever. It's winning, it's showing the most to the lookalikes, right? So what I've done in the past sometimes is we'll have the lookalikes in their completely own separate oak, just to keep the money there, and then that way we can really test the other, those actual other audiences here. So like...
my question, given what you're seeing here and kind of the fascination of, okay, well, that took $21 for that one to convert, but lookalikes are converting well. Totally get what you're saying. Where the proof is in the profit later, right? About whether or not somebody ever buys something or takes that thing that we're offering.
Exactly.
I think we're feeling pretty good about this. At 6 days, would you ever be dismantling something? Would you ever be changing something, or would you say, look, this is, we lit the fuse, we're running, don't mess with it?
Yeah, there's definitely times where you turn it on and like the ad cost is like way too high, or like it's not reaching anybody because it's not winning the bids, or just something like that. In this case, there's not really anything on fire. Like, it's okay. But let's go see which ads actually winning, at least for the lookalikes, right? Because remember, we had those 4 ads in each of these oaks, right? So 16 ads total. And let's see which one is getting us the most. So there you go. So the free angle. So the free angle's gotten us the most leads, but it's actually the middle cost. The best cost is actually the benefit angle. And then we've only got one from the top 3 reasons one. Apparently nobody cares that we're on a mission, and that's okay. But that's why we do multiple ads. Because we don't know what's going to resonate with people. Yeah, this is where we can start doing that analysis of like, okay, what's working, what's... Oh, cool. So this is, you see it says the top 16 ads. So this is giving it us for...
the whole cross section.
For the whole thing, so that's cool. So top 3 reasons did get one. Free, benefit, top 3 reasons. Free, on a mission, yeah. So we can look at the ads in a couple ways. We can look at the individual audiences, but then we can also say, okay, across all 4 of the audiences, how well did the benefit ad do, period? How well did free do, period? And what I'm seeing is like that free angle definitely seems to be, at least for the lookalikes, nailing it. Well, there you go, the 2 at 253. I think those are the 2 platform audiences. And it's not going to give us that, but see, there you go, 235 per pop. So like, if we had a bunch of ads, like if we had like 20 ads, this is now where we could start pruning and clipping the leaves off. And be like, you know what, this one ain't doing it, this one's killing it. And then you kind of just leave the best ones going. But usually I always want to at least have like a minimum of like at least 3 ads running, so there's still a little bit of variety.
Right. So at 6 days in, we're not making millions.
No, but
we've got people filling out forms on the Facebook platform that that information, those contact records are pushing over into our Keep account. We've delivered the thing that we've promised, plus the welcome sequence should be going by now. So those are well on their way, and we've got kind of like these two concurrent paths now where this is going well enough that we need to stay the course and collect more data. And we have some data in that other part of the journey now that we can also check to see if people are opening those emails, or maybe even like buying one of our paid products or services, or taking more things from our free, our free collections. So my takeaway from this is that we're on the right track. 6 days has gone well, even though it's a short experiment, and it's worth pushing that like 14 or 30 days before we, do anything crazy,
and
right?
At the super high level strategy, you're like, we want to get new people in.
Right.
And that's what it's been coming from. Like, those 10 new lookalikes, remember, we've excluded all the emails and all the people that follow you. So we can confidently say that, like, those people should be pretty brand new to MonkeyPod. Yeah. Maybe there's somebody they get, crossed in there, but like...
And they were. I'm such a skeptic sometimes. They were real first names. There was one email address that was like I help something, so like it was very brandy email address, but there were real human first names that came in, and there were names that I didn't know, which to your point is sometimes like the problem we were trying to solve initially was that we love our members and we love our current audience. It's a bit of an echo chamber, right? They're the people who are gonna like and share everything we post. And the objective here was net new people, so it's kind of cool to see, one, real first names and not spam first names, and two, that they're people who I don't know yet. It feels like we're definitely on the right track with this experiment. So
now the work is to are these emails bouncing? Are they downloading it? Are they taking other stuff? This is just getting them in.
Yeah, cool, very cool. Okay, thanks, Paul. Good update.